Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestle News 365 here. Hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. So today it's at the time of recording anyway, it's Wednesday, so we're going to talk a little bit about AEW. Double or Nothing is coming up this weekend. We're going to have prediction videos coming out this week on the channel. We're going to have a full predictions video, hopefully up by Friday in time for Saturday's pay-per-view Double or Nothing. But we're not going to talk just about all of that just yet. We're going to talk today a little bit about the icon of WCW, Sting, the WWE Hall of Famer. Could he soon be going to AEW? Now, it was released last week, reported last week, that Sting's contract with the WWE has expired. Now, this all came to light when Mattel were going to release a Sting action figure in their latest action figure line, and they announced that it had actually been pulled at the last minute, so there will be no Sting action figures coming out from Mattel anytime soon. Why did that happen? That is because Sting's contract with the WWE has expired. I don't know if this was his original contract that he signed back in, when was it, 2014, 2015? I don't know if it's that original contract expiring. I doubt it. I doubt WWE would have given him a contract that long at the time. This is most likely his Legends deal, his merchandising agreement expiring with WWE. And therefore, suddenly the rumors about Sting soon signing with AEW have surfaced. Now, lots of people saying that it's pretty much a done deal. It's going to happen. We've seen on AEW's, especially their social media platforms, on there, what is it called? Is it Jan Decker? Is that her name? Jen Decker? I don't know. Anyway, in one of her videos, there was, I believe it was done from her home, obviously with the social distancing protocols at the moment. In one video, it was normal, and then in another video, a picture of Sting, the singer, appeared on the background. Lots of people jumping to conclusions there, saying, "Oh, Sting, subtle hints." We even had Cody Rhodes, an executive vice president of All Elite Wrestling, put a sort of Cody Rhodes gif, whatever you want to call it, of the one when he's cupping his ear in response to the Mattel figure cancellation of Sting. So people from AEW are certainly stirring up the pot when it comes to this Sting news story. We've seen AEW use former legends, especially WCW legends, when you think of Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, but also Jake Roberts now in managerial roles when it comes to All Elite Wrestling in terms of mentoring their younger wrestlers. So it's not out of the question that Sting could be soon coming to AEW. He's certainly still a big name in the professional wrestling industry. His merchandise is still very, very popular. I believe he does very well in his merchandise, or has done with WWE. That was their main reason for getting him into WWE, was not only to do the one Sting match and have the one WCW legend that they'd never had before, but to also have Sting's big merchandising pull. He's still a big name and he's still a big draw when it comes to selling merchandise. His masks, his t-shirts, you name it, Sting can sell it. So I certainly think there would be a place for Sting, for Steve Borden to be a manager in All Elite Wrestling. Now we'll go into a couple of names who I think that could be suited to Sting in AEW. But I think it's first good to address the concept of a match. Some people have said, "Oh, Sting coming back to, or Sting going to AEW rather, to work a match." That just isn't going to happen. There is no way that Sting can work a match. Sting had his last match in 2015 against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship. That match famously or infamously ended with Sting being seriously injured. He suffered a career-ending neck injury in that match. Doctors told him he was very lucky he wasn't paralyzed. He's lucky that he can walk, and he would never be cleared to work in a WWE ring again. That was Sting's career over. He retired the following year at the Hall of Fame when he was inducted. Many people thought, oh, we didn't get the Undertaker Dream match we thought we could possibly get at this late stage of their careers, but it isn't happening. Sting isn't working anymore. At the moment, Sting is 61 years old. At the time he got injured, that was 5 years ago? So he was 56, 55 then. It just isn't happening. 55, 56 was old for him to be in the ring anyway then. Anytime after 60, it's just, for me, it's a no-go. Now, that's not to say that wrestlers haven't done it in the past. They have. But it's just too much of a risk. It's too much of a liability. I would be stunned if AEW would be willing to clear a 61-year-old Sting to appear in a wrestling ring in a match where he's taking physical bumps. It to me just seems nonsensical. Now, I know people will say, well, you had DDP appear on Dynamite a few weeks ago. That's a different story. DDP's last match prior to him appearing on Dynamite wasn't in a match where he had a near career, well, a life-threatening and certainly a career-ending neck injury like Sting had. Now, we don't know if Sting has had surgery on his neck since. It had been reported that he'd put it off several times because he knew that once he had the surgery, he was done in the ring. Some people have speculated, including those on Busted Open Radio, that Sting may be going to AEW to end his career on his terms, to have the match that he wanted to have to finally end his career. I just don't see it. I just really don't see that happening. I would be absolutely shocked if we saw Sting taking bumps in a wrestling ring once again. Now, perhaps he could have a match where he doesn't really do anything that physical, maybe takes one bump or doesn't even take any bumps, almost has the Hulk Hogan style match where he just sort of brawls around. Maybe he'll have a cinematic match. That's a different story. The cinematic matches, it's almost stunt work. You almost can get away with not taking bumps in there. You could do it creatively, maybe. But would AEW want to go down that road? I don't know. I don't know if they would. They're building up a reputation for having great in-ring workers, great matches. They certainly wouldn't be opposed to doing a cinematic-style wrestling match. They've got the likes of Matt Hardy on their roster, and some people have speculated a Sting versus Chris Jericho cinematic wrestling-style match. Again, I just don't see it, and I just don't think that's where AEW should go. They need to protect themselves from not turning into TNA, from not turning into WCW, which we'll touch on in a minute. So if he's not going to have a match, could he be a manager? Now, who could he be a manager of? Now, the name that comes to mind, especially when you look at the type of wrestlers that they have and the storylines on TV at the moment, the person that comes to mind is actually Darby Allin for me. Now, we've seen Darby Allin being in a slight rut when it comes to AEW television recently, and we've had the likes of Taz doing these backstage interviews with Darby Allin saying, look, I could teach you the mistakes that you're making. We can prevent those mistakes. Just use my knowledge. And Darby Allin's rebuffing Taz several times saying, I don't need your help. A lot of people have questioned, okay, where's the end goal when it comes to that? I don't think it's a situation where Taz is going to become Darby Allin's manager. The fit just doesn't seem right. Taz's best role for me should be on commentary. We know that AEW Dark or another AEW program is coming to TNT sometime this year. Maybe that has been delayed with the situation that's going on at the moment. But I think Taz's best role in AEW is behind the announce desk. He's a great announcer, and I think he should stick to what he's doing best. And I'm just not sure his character fits this mysterious, dark, edgy character like a Darby Allin. I think that if they do go with a manager for Darby Allin, which in my opinion he doesn't need, I think the best thing for Darby Allin is stay on his own. But if they insist that Darby Allin should have a manager and should have someone that can help him cut promos or help him have some credibility or help him learn some more ins and outs of the wrestling business, I think that Sting would fit in well. That Crow Sting was almost, along with The Undertaker, the original dark, brooding character, certainly was in WCW. That sort of off-the-wall, different Maverick style could work well with a Darby Allin. Hey, who knows if Sting will even go the Crow route? He reinvented himself as the Joker Sting in TNA. We've seen him be Surfer Sting previously in WCW. Maybe if Sting does go to AEW, he might reinvent himself completely once again. We'll see a hybrid of Steve Borden and Sting. We'll see something completely different. Who knows? But if he is going to be a manager, I would like to see it for Darby Allin, although I'm not necessarily sure that Darby Allin really does need a manager in the first place. So what else could he do in AEW? Well, he could certainly be a special ref. There were rumors that he was going to present the TNT Championship to the winner of the Cody Lance Archer match at Double or Nothing on Saturday. That, of course, isn't the case. Mike Tyson will be presenting the championship to the winner there. But he could certainly do a similar thing to that. We saw Bret Hart at Double or Nothing last year reveal the AEW World Championship. Perhaps Sting could sign a deal to just do a few appearances with AEW in the future. That's certainly something he could do. Or he could be a special referee for a match. We have there's certainly a way to use. My point is, there's certainly a way to use legends. Now, there isn't, for some reason, I think because of the way that WWE has used legends over the last few years of coming back and taking spots at big shows like WrestleMania, like SummerSlam, like Survivor Series, this kind of attitude towards legends returning has kind of soured quite a lot. Of coming back, taking spots from guys that are there full time, taking spots from guys that are on the road and on the television program a lot of the time. And AEW so far has used their legends correctly. You have the likes of Tully Blanchard, Jake Roberts, Arn Anderson, who are coaches, managers, and aren't necessarily taking away all the spotlight from the talent. It all goes back to the talent. They've used Bret Hart in revealing the championship. It added a bit more weight to that unveiling of the title. It made the moment more special. So there's certainly ways that legends can be used correctly. This isn't a case where you shouldn't be using legends at all. That certainly isn't the case at all. So I'm not one of those people who says, oh, you shouldn't be taking all these spots away. No, there's definitely ways you can use them. So perhaps he comes back as a special ref. Perhaps he comes back as a manager. Perhaps some people have said an authority figure. I don't think that AEW needs an authority figure. I think the authority figure in professional wrestling has been overdone to death. Look at WWE with their general managers, with the McMahons on television, etc., etc. An authority figure is something that AEW really doesn't need. They do a really good job of releasing their rankings every week, making that have a legitimate use to the storyline, a legitimate involvement in the storyline and the matches. Whoever is number one ranked, they get the title shot. They don't really need an authority figure on TV to facilitate anything like that. Tony Khan's name is mentioned vaguely in the background sometimes, and I don't think he should be appearing on camera at all either. So I don't think Sting coming in as an authority figure would be good for AEW. I think that would be a waste of television time and taking up spots of other more deserving younger talent. So I don't think he should come in as an authority figure. But as a manager, as a special ref, in a special presentation for a future championship, absolutely Sting could be used there correctly. However, I do say this. AEW needs to be very, very careful. They are walking a very fine line when it comes to bringing in former WWE/WCW superstars. They need to be very, very careful. You look back on the failings of Impact Wrestling /TNA. You look back at the failings of WCW. You need to be careful. You really, really need to be careful that you're not that company that just brings in WWE's leftovers. You bring in WWE guys. Now, there's been a lot of criticism with AEW already. Not necessarily of them bringing in WWE guys, but you look at who's been challenging for the AEW World Championship on pay-per-views, on the big stage. It's WWE guys. The first champion was Chris Jericho. That to me is different, is a big name. He's been there from the beginning. He's a legend. He put AEW on the map. That's different. Your next champion's Jon Moxley, though. He's a WWE guy. I don't care what people say. He's a WWE guy. And who has he faced? He faced Jake Hager, a former WWE guy, and Jack Swagger. Who's his opponent on Saturday? A former WWE guy and Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, Darby Allin challenged Chris Jericho and Scorpio Sky challenged Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. Yes, but look at it on the big stage. Who was challenging for the title on a big stage? Cody Rhodes as well. Technically, he made a name in WWE. Now, I know in this day and age, it's very difficult to find a wrestler that hasn't been in WWE at one period of time and hasn't made their name in WWE at one period of time. However, what I will say is, again, they need to be careful. They need to be careful, AEW, because you don't want to seem like TNA. You don't want to seem like WWE, and you just don't want to be that company that just uses WWE's old talent. And I know people are going to say, well, I consider Sting more of WCW. It's the same principle. But I don't think Sting will be coming in as an active competitor. Surely not. So I don't think they will overstep their mark when it comes to using former WWE or WCW guys, but they need to be careful. Without a shadow of a doubt, they need to be careful. And without a doubt, bringing in Sting to AEW will give them some credibility. It's not going to skyrocket them in the ratings to Raw or SmackDown levels for sure, but it will make some news. His role would have to be limited, and a manager realistically is the only thing I can see here. Like I said, no match, no authority figure. But we know that the merchandising would be a big thing. AEW has a very successful merchandising department, and they link with Pro Wrestling Tees. We know they're releasing their own action figures. We know an AEW game is in the works. So to have Sting, even as a licensing deal, would be a big get for them. He has a big reach. He does have name value when it comes to merchandising, when it comes to licensing, when it comes to sponsors. And look, AEW, it's on TNT. What names are synonymous with TNT and WCW? You think of Tony Schiavone, you think of Sting. So I do like that part of it, of having an old WCW, a big WCW name back on TNT would be a nice touch. Infrequently, not all the time, but it would be a nice touch. AEW certainly does have a WCW vibe to it, in the sense it has these classic WCW stars, but again, they need to walk that fine line when it comes to it. But I'm interested to see what happens. I personally, if I'm going to stick my neck out on the line here, I do think Sting will eventually turn up in AEW at some time. It just seems a formality. I don't think he would let his WWE contract expire, or his merchandising contract with WWE expire, if he didn't have something already there, or something that had been offered to him previously. Like I said, his days as an active in-ring performer are over, so you would think he would want to make money any way he can. It's just the way of the world. The Legends contract with WWE obviously wouldn't pay as much as a match would, but he would still get royalty figures, and he would still get merch sales as well. So to me, he must have something. He must have something in the pipeline, and it would make the most sense in the world for that to be AEW, for the company that's on TNT. All of that history, that sale of WCW, it makes sense to have WCW's biggest original star with AEW. So I think he will sign with AEW. I think he could appear as early as tonight on AEW Dynamite, potentially this Saturday at Double or Nothing, or potentially on the Dynamite after. Or who knows, perhaps he's just not going to sign with anyone for a while. He's going to stay a free agent and try and get the best deal he can. Who knows, but I'm sure we will find out very, very soon. But what do you think? Do you think Sting is on his way to AEW? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? How would you use Sting in AEW? Would you have him work a match? Would he be a manager? Would he be a special referee? Or could he do something else? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can do that by clicking the bottom right-hand corner of the screen now. You can also click the subscribe button on our channel, or if you wait a few more seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. Don't forget to subscribe to us and follow us on all of our social media platforms. They're on the screen right now. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.